Hello everyone. I'm just making a real quick video because I wanted to talk about my RAM, and I'm honestly asking for some help, possibly. So this is not the same kit of RAM that I've made a bunch of videos on. That kit of RAM I actually sold because I got this kit with my 7800X 3D. And I definitely regret not just keeping my other kit because um, that was a Hynix A die kit, and this is clearly a Hynix M die kit, and not just that, a really bad Hynix M die kit. Like, it's rough. Um, and so basically, my issue is obviously you can't see VDDG or you can't see VDD, right, with the Zen timings for whatever reason on DDR5. But right now I'm running 1.6 volts, which is totally unnecessary. I agree. But the reason why I'm doing that is because my well, that's kind of weird. Refresh mode mixed. Actually, now I'm looking at this, kind of hmm. Um, because when I wonder if this is actually defaulting to mixed, and that is the reason why. Because okay, well, my issue was I would set EXPO in BIOS, which this is set to EXPO, and the reason why I have gear down, y'all are gonna be looking at this like, why isn't gear down mode off? Like, I realize, you know what I'm saying? I realize gear down mode is enabled. Um, but when I turned off gear down mode, my system was just unstable. It weird behavior in games, lagging, stuttering, and I finally kind of narrowed it down to gear down mode. But now that I'm looking at this, might be mixed, might be this right here. Um, I'm not 100% sure because I know that Expo. I don't think Expo was made, or this kit was made back in 2024 or something like that. And back then there was no different type of refresh mode. So basically, I guess if any of you guys come across this video and you have a gigabyte motherboard, which is weird. I don't know why, because I set my um I guess that is really odd because I just set my refresh to auto. So, and I kind of assumed that auto just defaulted to normal mode. But now that I'm looking at this, clearly auto defaults to mixed mode, which could possibly be the reason why when I would set Expo at 1.35 volt, which upping the voltage with this refresh mode seems to be what fixes the issue. And primarily in GTA 5 was what I was having the problem with. And I was trying to narrow it because I was like, okay, my game is stuttering. It's like just micro stutters, right? Like it did not feel good. You could and another thing, it almost the type of instability I was experiencing, it didn't cause system crashes. Like, I wasn't getting blue screens or anything like that, but performance was definitely hindered. Um, and it just felt weird, like just stuttery, laggy. But the fact that it didn't really cause something like this is why I don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm generally versed in overclocking. So just imagine, right? Somebody buys a new AMD GPU and they're experiencing a whole bunch of weirdness, right? Or they buy a whole new system, right? Because a lot of the times when people buy like 9070 XTs or whatever, or 9070s, like, they're just building a whole new system and they're switching to AM5, this and that. And they're experiencing weirdness that they cannot explain. And they're never going to download something like Zen timings to try to figure, to look at these times. Because honestly, I haven't even really looked at it either. Because in my head, auto should automatically default to normal unless I specify that I want to be using a mixed refresh mode on my DDR5. Um, and honestly, I haven't really been messing with RAM tuning all that much because, well, with my 7700X, it made sense because it legitimately helped with performance to a significant degree. But when it comes to the 7800X 3D, there's just not a large performance difference, and I'm already at 4K. So it's like me having crazy overclocked RAM really is just going to heighten my chances of having instability for pretty much no gain. And I would much rather, like I'm in college, so it's like if I'm in like the middle of an exam, the last thing I need is my damn computer to blue screen because you know, my RAM that I tested for 4 hours decides to randomly be unstable for no reason. Um so it's just to me it just makes more sense to have maybe just Expo on. Like obviously I could have better timings than this, right? Now this kit of MDI is kind of rough, but then again, I do wonder if this mixed mode has been contributing to that because when I would set Expo to and just let it do 1.35 volts regular, it just was not acting right. So I guess to put it out there, if you have like a gigabyte motherboard, I have a gigabyte, it's B650XAXV2. So if you have a gigabyte motherboard and you're experiencing weirdness with Expo, um, it probably has something to do with that. Because honestly, I'm just gonna set that back to normal mode because I don't think like what is a system what okay honestly now I'm curious what does mixed mode refresh do on DDR5? Okay, allows memory control alternate between normal mode and FGR based on the workload. This mode can be more efficient than FGR, especially when the configuring tape are set correctly. In mixed mode, the memory controller uses TRFC2 and TRFC from the same bank, which are crucial for handling. Okay, that's right. Yeah, no, I remember watching a BuildZoid video on that, and he explained that. So instead of using TRFC, it's using TRFC2 and TRFCSB, which is like, does it really yield a performance improvement? Like, in any sort of because in my opinion it's like if it doesn't yield a significant performance improvement then all you're doing is making people's systems unstable and they won't even know it unless they download something like Zen timings to see exactly what refresh mode they're using. And I could promise a lot of people on an AM5 platform are not going to check Zen timings. They're just going to set Expo, assume that they're good, and that be that. Like that, and then they're gonna be experiencing instability and probably blame it on the the 9070 XT, be like, oh, I'm experiencing all this weirdness and this and that. And then, that's a big they gotta stop doing that, man. They really gotta stop doing that because it makes them look and it really probably is partially AMD's fault to begin with because I'm sure AMD had some sort of hand in adding those, refresh modes, right? And it's kind of up to AMD to be like, okay, don't set mix just as default, especially if Expo is not going to be compatible. Either that, or if they're going to do that, if they're going to set mixed mode to, if they're going to just set mixed mode by default, then they need to redo the whole QVL list and retest every single stick of every single configuration of RAM that they've already done with mixed mode enabled, or else how are they going to know that it's definitely stable? Like, which I guarantee you they didn't do that because this is a G.Skill kit of like clear of Expo RAM. I haven't checked the QVL list for my motherboard, but I guarantee you it's on there because it's 2 by 16 gigabyte, 6,000 mega transfers per second, TCL30, Hynix. Like, there's pretty much no chance that this kit of RAM is not on the QVL list, and it's not stable. Because I remember messing with mixed mode and this and that, and it was causing my system to be unstable. So now I'm going to go back and set it back to normal because, well, it seems like mixed mode is fine when I have a super high refresh rate, when I have super high voltage, but it's like I don't want to run a super high voltage. It was just kind of like a band-aid for the time being because while I didn't really feel like, benchmarking or like figuring out exactly what the issue is. But of course, right as I'm making this video, I looked down and I'm like, refresh mode mix, I definitely didn't set it to that because I remember messing around with it previously and it only causing problems. So I guess I guess assuming auto meant normal you know, that's what you get for assuming, right? You know, I know everyone's frowning on, let's see. You know what, let's test out Microsoft's, well, fuck, if it loads, Lord have mercy. Let's see, mixed mode causing instability on DDR5. Gigabyte B650 XAXV2. So I'm just curious. Maybe you can, you know, search the web and find some damn information. Because, like, this is the first time. Well, Gigabyte just came out. Okay, here we go. Yes, mixed mode can absolutely cause it to. Because it tightens refresh related timings, making previously stable EXPO too aggressive. AMD for security reasons. What security reasons? Okay. It's part of AMD's new DDR. Okay. What changes in mixed mode? It applies TRFC2 and TRFC-SB. Fresh timings. These are tighter, shorter than standard TRFC. Well, that would make sense. Okay, yeah, because actually, now that I think about it, back when I would tighten what is it? Yeah, TRFC, just regular TRFC. It kind of gave similar sort of weird behavior when it was too low. Like it might post, but it would cause similar type of. I wonder if G.Skill could release like new EXPO profiles that do work. You know, like I'm kind of let's look. You know, I'm just curious. Okay, has G.Skill released new EXPO profiles that are compatible with this change? Because okay, but they are not specifically labeled as mixed mode compatible, and none of their public materials mention AMD's new big. Okay. Okay, updated timings, EXPO lineup refresh. Support for AM5. See, is there a way to load a different let's see. Is there a way to load a different EXPO profile onto a DDR RAM kit after it's already like been bought? Let's see. So obviously, oh damn, I didn't realize they had a non RGB version, luxury flagship. I guess this is kind of something I'd probably have to like email G.Skill about, but I don't know if there's a way. Let's see. Okay, is there? I mean, obviously you can edit TRFC2 and TRFC-SB to work, right? Because if that's what it's doing, then you know, either that or I'm sure Gigabyte could like add something where it just kind of, because honestly, for people that regular people, I'm sure they would much rather have a stable system than an unstable system with older DDR5 RAM and not understand why their system is acting weird. You know, that just seems like it would make sense. To upload a different EXPO profile after buying a kit of RAM. Let's see. There's probably not a way to do that, but you know, you cannot upload a flash new EXPO profile. Okay, well, so yeah, you'd have to go in there. So okay, that's probably if you're experiencing instability as of recently, because this is like a new change, and you have like an older DDR5 kit of RAM, like what I have, which actually I think we can go into hardware info and we might be able to see the manufacture date. Another thing I don't really like about this kit of RAM, which it's like I know it's Hynix M-die, but well, wrong thing. But it doesn't have DRAM. It doesn't tell me whether it's Hynix A or M-die. So, oh, okay, never mind. It was made in 2025. But yeah, it doesn't tell me whether it's Hynix A or MDI or whatever. But I know it's Hynix MDI because it doesn't do anything lower than like 490 TRFC. So, and like I said, when I got my 7800 X3D, I kind of didn't really care that much because it's like the cache is basically super fast RAM. So you don't got to really worry. You don't really have to worry about it. But no, I'm going to have to mess around with that because if mixed refresh mode is going to be the new normal, then it's like Gigabyte or somebody needs to come out with a PSA. Like, hey, by the way, if you have an older kit of RAM, it might not be stable. Because if we go real quick to Gigabyte's website with my motherboard, I promise you, because I just updated my BIOS a couple days ago, it's not gonna support, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, driver, or I'm sorry, BIOS. So boom. Okay, so this is fixed DDR5 DRAM voter. Okay, so this basically says that they just are setting mix mode to default. Add option of mix mode. So I don't know if they were applying it default for F40, but F41A they definitely are. Now I'm kind of curious about the memory support. Okay. Let's see. What even is my module? 6,000. I don't know. Well, maybe Ryzen. Oh, well, no, Ryzen 7,000. Let's see what they got for. Oh, well, they got a shit ton for. Lord have mercy. Oh, that's 4,800. Okay. Just got to check real quick. I got to check to see if mine is on the QVL list, because if it's not, then it's like, you know, Kingston, Team Group, G Skill. Okay. And that's Samsung. I definitely have Hynix. So yeah, this is what you want to do. You want to, well, okay, I got all this open. Don't really need it open. J30, let's see, 3038. What is this? F16G X2. So yeah, that's pretty much my. Or wait, no. 30. Oh, right here, 3038. I mean, that's pretty. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, 30, 38, 38, 96. So that has the same exact timings as my kit of RAM. So I'm assuming this is probably, well, no, this is definitely, because TZNR, I think that's just the like, that's just saying whether it's got like RGB on it or whatever. So yeah, that's my kit of RAM right there. And ever since they added mix mode, instability. So yeah. Anyways, don't want to keep going, keep dragging this on, but I definitely, if you're experiencing the weirdness, any GPU instability, weird stuff acting up on your system, definitely check if it's setting mix mode, and more than likely, if you're, mess around with TRFC, all the settings. If you're experiencing instability, I recommend just raising it. Raise it to something stupid and high, like 800, 600, 500 or something, just to like narrow that down to make sure that that's the issue that you're experiencing. And then honestly, at that point, I'd probably just up voltage a little bit. Up voltage, try 1.45. I just did 1.6 because it's like Hynix can handle high, and I have 3 fans on my, that might sound excessive, but I have 3 fans on my RAM blowing on it at all times. So it's like, let's look at my RAM temps real quick. Like they're probably in like the 48 degrees, something like that. Like very, very reasonable, very reasonable. Let's see. Yeah, we're at 35 degrees. So it's like, and I'm running I'm running 1.55. Okay, well, whatever. But yeah, so I'm not really too worried. And that was just because I was like, okay, I don't feel like dealing with instability right now. I'm just gonna set this voltage stupid high just to for a little bit. But I will go in, you know, I'll tweak it, make sure we're good. Cause it's like I don't really feel like running 1.6 if I don't have to. You know, there yeah. But I was I was on GTA and then I was having issues and I wanted to turn my computer off, get back on as soon as I could because we were in the middle of something. And so I just went to BIOS, set high voltage, fixed the issue. I was like, okay, I'll take the win where I can get it. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. Hopefully, this was somewhat informative. Just throwing it out there. They are setting your, you know, they are changing your refresh mode without consent. Just saying. So, yeah. And TREFI is at 46,800. Probably wouldn't cause any instability, but, you know, it's possible if you have like a really, really small form factor system with like no airflow and your RAM hits like 70 degrees, that could cause some instability. But generally, though, you should be fine regardless. Just, yeah, keep an eye out. I'll probably make a Reddit post just to be sure because I'm sure there's probably a lot of people confused right now with that because Lord knows I was. So anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.